When most people hear schizophrenia, a cascade of images often floods the mind. They picture someone lost in hallucinations, detached from reality, struggling to discern what's real and what isn't, or acting unpredictably, perhaps behaving in ways that seem out of character, or even alarming to those around them. These images are often shaped more by movies and sensationalized media portrayals than by the complex reality of the condition. The myth of split personality is especially persistent, a harmful misconception that continues to plague public understanding. This leads to confusing schizophrenia with dissociative identity disorder, a much rarer condition with distinct characteristics. These misconceptions fuel fear and stigma, creating barriers to understanding and acceptance. This ultimately makes life harder for those affected, adding layers of social isolation and discrimination to an already challenging condition. In truth, schizophrenia is not a story of good versus evil, a moral failing, or a character flaw that defines an individual's worth. It's a complex brain disorder, a medical condition that affects cognitive processes and emotional regulation. It's not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The person is not their illness. They are so much more than a diagnosis. They are a human being experiencing a health condition, deserving of empathy, understanding, and access to appropriate care. To truly understand schizophrenia, to move beyond the surface-level perceptions, we must consciously let go of these deeply ingrained myths and stereotypes that cloud our judgment. We need to look at real experiences, listen to the voices of those who live with schizophrenia, and learn from their stories. By challenging what we think we know, by questioning our assumptions and biases, we can replace fear with facts, replacing ignorance with informed understanding. This is the first step toward a more supportive, compassionate world, a world where individuals with schizophrenia are treated with dignity and respect. Let's begin by seeing beyond the stereotypes and embracing a more nuanced and accurate understanding of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a complex and often misunderstood medical condition. It's important to approach this topic with sensitivity and understanding, as it significantly impacts the lives of those affected. It's a condition that fundamentally affects how the brain works, altering its processes and functions in ways that can be quite profound. This impact extends to thinking, affecting the ability to process information and form coherent thoughts. It also influences emotions, sometimes leading to difficulties in regulating or expressing feelings appropriately. And it inevitably affects relationships, making social interactions challenging and sometimes isolating. It's crucial to understand that schizophrenia is not about having multiple personalities. This is a common misconception. That's a completely different disorder, often referred to as dissociative identity disorder. Instead, schizophrenia can distort reality, blurring the lines between what is real and what is not. This distortion can lead to a sense of confusion and overwhelm, making the world feel incredibly challenging to navigate. Contrary to popular belief, and often fueled by media portrayals, people with schizophrenia are not inherently violent or dangerous. In fact, most individuals with schizophrenia are more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators. Blaming the illness on bad parenting or some perceived personal failure is not only unfair and stigmatizing, but also demonstrably untrue and unsupported by scientific evidence. Science increasingly points to a complex interplay of genetics and environmental factors. It's a condition that no one chooses to have, and it's not a reflection of character or willpower. Schizophrenia is absolutely not a life sentence devoid of hope or potential for a fulfilling life. With appropriate treatment, ongoing support, and understanding, many individuals with schizophrenia can and do lead fulfilling and meaningful lives. The journey towards stability and well-being can be challenging, requiring resilience and perseverance, but recovery is indeed possible. Hope is not just a fleeting emotion, it's a tangible reality. And so is the possibility of living a good and satisfying life, even with schizophrenia. So let's delve deeper and look at what living with schizophrenia actually means, beyond the stereotypes and misconceptions. Schizophrenia symptoms fall into three main categories: positive, negative, and cognitive. Positive symptoms add experiences like hallucinations, hearing voices, seeing things, and delusions, false beliefs. Negative symptoms take away diminished motivation, flat emotions, or social withdrawal. Cognitive symptoms affect thinking, trouble focusing, organizing, or remembering. Not everyone experiences all symptoms, and their intensity varies. Schizophrenia is a spectrum, not a single experience. Understanding this range is key to seeing the real challenges people face. Schizophrenia can jumble thoughts, making it hard to speak clearly or follow conversations. Everyday sights and sounds can become overwhelming, turning simple tasks into major challenges. Emotionally, people may seem flat or express feelings in unexpected ways, not because they don't feel, but because expressing emotions is harder. This disconnect between inner experience and outward expression can be deeply isolating. It's frustrating to want to connect but struggle to find the words or show feelings. The world can feel chaotic, making withdrawal a way to cope. These changes aren't intentional, they're symptoms of a brain disorder. Understanding this helps us respond with empathy, not judgment. Imagine Anna, an artist, vibrant and full of creative energy. She now struggles to focus and finish her paintings. A canvas sits blank, mocking her artistic spirit. It's not from laziness or lack of passion, but because her mind won't cooperate, trapping her in a cycle of frustration. The ideas are there, but the ability to translate them onto the canvas is gone. Or David, a kind and thoughtful soul who increasingly avoids social gatherings, once a source of joy, now a source of dread. Not because he dislikes people or lacks social skills, but because the cacophony of voices and the general confusion make crowds overwhelming, triggering intense anxiety. It's a sensory overload he can't control. Then there's Maria, a bright and ambitious student who finds lectures increasingly hard to follow. The information seems to slip through her fingers. Her notes are scattered and disjointed, not from lack of effort or intelligence, but because her brain is working overtime, processing information in a way that makes it difficult to retain and organize. These stories, though simple, show that schizophrenia isn't just about hallucinations or delusions. It disrupts daily life in quiet, persistent, and often invisible ways, impacting everything from work to relationships. The cognitive and negative symptoms, such as difficulty concentrating, lack of motivation, and social withdrawal, can be just as challenging and often more isolating than the more visible positive symptoms. These are not dramatic tales of extraordinary events, but everyday struggles for normalcy, for the ability to participate fully in life. Each person is fighting a silent battle against their own mind, often misunderstood and judged by those around them who can't see the internal turmoil they're experiencing. Their experiences remind us to look beyond stereotypes and recognize the humanity in every individual. Real people, real challenges, deserving of understanding, compassion, and unwavering support. Let's see how treatment, therapy, and a strong support system can make a profound difference, offering hope and a path towards recovery. A diagnosis of schizophrenia is not the end, it's the start of a journey toward recovery. Treatment often begins with antipsychotic medication to manage symptoms. Finding the right medication takes time and teamwork between patient and doctor. Therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy, helps people develop coping skills and manage daily life. Support systems, family, friends, and peer groups are crucial for recovery. Sharing experiences with others who understand can break isolation and build hope. Recovery is about more than reducing symptoms. It's about building a meaningful life. There will be ups and downs, but progress is possible. With the right support, many people reclaim their goals and dreams. Hope, resilience, and community make recovery real. Now that we know the truth about schizophrenia, what can we do? Empathy starts with our words, using person-first language and challenging myths when we hear them. Our actions matter too, offering patience, showing compassion, and supporting mental health organizations. We can advocate for better access to care and fight stigma in our communities. Every person with schizophrenia is someone's friend, neighbor, or family member. By choosing understanding over judgment, we help break down barriers. It's up to all of us to create a world where people with schizophrenia feel safe and valued. Lead with kindness and an open mind. See the individual, not the diagnosis. Together, we can build bridges of hope and acceptance. Empathy is the key to a better future for everyone.